Hey guys, welcome back to Jeevashastra Abhyasa. I am UI educator Niranjan Hegde. And today's topic for the discussion is monohybrid cross, or which is also termed as inheritance of one gene by Mendels Experiment. So first we will crack what is monohybrid cross, and we will dig deep into it, and also we are going to study about the laws of dominance and the law of segregation given by the Mendel on basis of the monohybrid cross. So then what's the wait? Yes, that is a wait, because if you are new to this channel, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel because it's easy and free. Then we don't need to wait. Let's begin. First thing coming into our mind is, what is monohybrid cross? Monohybrid cross is defined as whenever a plant or animal is obtained by crossing them with two homozygous homozygous two whenever it is crossed with the two homozygous individuals which differ in which differ in one character. So what the sentence means to us, or what the sentence meant by Mendel. So let's see that. We'll crack it down. So we want to obtain an animal or a plant. So we have to cross two individuals. We have to get a seed, right? To get a seed, we have to go for fertilization, right? Yes. So that fertilization process is done by the artificial hybridization technique. So then we have crossed two individuals that are homozygous. What is meant by homozygous? Homozygous. So it means, so there are two words. One is homo, which meant same. We have to cross two same individuals which are very pure in nature or in their characters. We are focusing on characters where they are purely pure in their characters and which differ in one character. What is meant by differing of one character? For example, if you take height as one character, so there will be two uniqueness in them. That is, one is tall and another one is dwarf. Or if we go for the color of skin of an individual, there are different colors. For example, one is white, one is brown, maybe another one will be black. So that is this color of skin. If we go for physical disabilities or physical disabled persons, so they one might not be having a walkable leg, or another might not be having an eye or the vision. So those are the different kinds of characters. If we take a single character, we have different kinds of criteria, variants in them. So that is what the monohybrid cross stands for. And the Mendel in 1856 became famous for his work in the field of principles of variation and inheritance. He proved that how the characters are inherited from parents to the younger generation through a plant called as Physarum sativum, so which is also known as pea plant, ಬಟಾಣಿ ಕಾಳು ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. Mendel took the height of the pea plant as his first experiment in monohybrid cross, or which is also termed as inheritance of one gene. So he considered height of the pea plant. So the height of the pea plant is having two alleles it was having two alleles. So that was two alleles. So then you can ask me, what is an allele, right? An allele is a pair of genes which represents two different characters. That is, here in the height of a pea plant, so there are two different alleles for that, and those are, one is tallness, which can be represented as capital T, and dwarfness, which can be represented by small t. So these are the two alleles which has played a very big role in his experiment. So this particular conclusion he came after the experiment, not before the experiment. Remember it, because in the beginning of the experiment he was having a zero knowledge of what could be the result. He was having the knowledge of genetics, obviously, but he was not having what might be the results. So all these whatever I am now will be giving to you the informations in the beginning, so it all have been written by Mendel after his experiments. So remember these these two alphabets, that is capital T and small t, which represents tallness and dwarfness respectively. So let's start the experiment. So that is, so he took two homozygous parents, that is pure homozygous parents. So I'll represent it as parents here. So parents are homozygous, tall, and homozygous dwarf. So homozygous tall is represented by capital T and capital T. Okay, why it is represented as capital T, because all the plants were all the plants will be having this particular pair of genes always, and it is small t because those two are pure homozygous tall. They are totally pure. There is no mixing of two different characters in that. Okay, now coming to the next part, that is, so this has to be crossed, right? He crossed it through the artificial hybridization process. So when he crossed it, so there will be a generation of gametes, right? So crossing will be termed like this, okay? And the gametes released were capital T from this plant, tall plant. So a single gamete has been released, that is capital T, and here also small t has been released as a gametes. Now what happens? Now there will be crossing. So these are going to fuse, right? The two gametes are going to fuse, and it is going to give us a plant or a seed which has been developed into a plant by Mendel. So which was showing tallness, okay? Which was showing the tallness. So in the beginning, so I will not tell you one word. There is another word here is that. So I'm not going to tell you that because you might guess it a little bit later. So the plant was showing tallness. So he crossed a tall and a dwarf plant. So it was completely tall plant has came. Next him, so and he termed this particular this generation, this first progeny, it is also called progeny, or in human we call it as fetus, right? So that particular baby also we call it as. So this particular progeny, that particular name is F1 generation. So F1 generation is nothing but first filial generation. Okay, so it was a tall plant. Then what he does, he crosses or he inbreds. So same plant will be inbred with the F1, that is F1 generation is inbred with the same plant. So then what happens? So here you have to observe one thing. So two different characters has came in a single plant, right? One is tall and a dwarf, where the capital T, the tallness, has expressed itself, which has given the tall plant. So if we have two different pairs of alleles in a same plant, then it is known as heterozygous tall plant. Okay, it has been inbred to get second filial generation, that is F2 generation. Okay, and he crosses them. So I'll do it here. So see here, he crossed. I'll not write again heterozygous tall as, so he crosses them. Okay, so here we get 1 or 2. So definitely we are going to get only one. No, here definitely we are going to get two different gametes, because if you consider them as parents, and the gametes are going to be capital T, small t, capital T and small t, and here also we are going to get capital T and small t as the gametes, right? Because there are two different alleles are there which are going to come individually in while forming the gametes, right? Okay, now these are going to be get fused. So if we simply fuse it, so it will be like this. So T, capital T, okay, so capital T, small t, capital T, small t, and small t, small t. So it might be clumsy for you. So that's why he has given another technique for that, that is known as Punnett square or checkerboard. So this particular Punnett square has been, this is an application by Mendel, so from a mathematician known as C. Punnett. He is a mathematician who introduced this particular kinds of cross Punnett squares. Okay, checkerboard is also it is known as. So we have to just make like this a square box, and you have to consider capital T, small t, capital T, small t as male or either female. You can take anyone here. It might be a male, it might be a female, it might be a female, it might be a male. So whatever you want to consider it, and then crosses. Simply you can cross. You will get the same result here, but it is very visible how this has been fused, right? So it might be get clumsy, right? Yes. Now you have got what four different plants you have got. So which proves us that, so in F1 generation, so this is F2 generation. So in F1 generation we got a tall plant, but so he proved from F2 generation that it was not a pure plant. That's why he named it as heterozygous, because it was having two different alleles. So here we got a one single tall plant. Yes, we'll mark it like that, and we got two different, we'll mark it like this, we got three tall plants. In them one was pure, that is homozygous, which we got initially, okay, which was initially, and one was homozygous dwarf, okay, at the end. In between we got two different plants, plant which shows the character height, right? So that thing made us believe that, so the F1 generation was having this particular two different kinds of alleles. So on looking morphologically, means ಹೊರಗಡೆಯಿಂದ ನೋಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಮಗೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಕಾಣಿಸುತ್ತೆ, so it was showing the character of phenotypic character. Phenotypic means morphologically ಹೊರಗಡೆಯಿಂದ ಹೇಗೆ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. The ratio was 3:1. okay, ಮೂರು height ಇತ್ತು, ಒಂದು dwarf ಇತ್ತು. Then if we go into the gene level ಗೆ ಹೋಗಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ genotypic ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. So when we see them as a gene ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ರೆಗ್ಯುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ allele ಅನ್ನು ನೋಡಿದಾಗ we got 1:2:1 1 is homozygous tall, 2 is heterozygous tall, and 1 is homozygous dwarf. So this is homozygous tall, this is heterozygous tall, and this is also same thing, and this is homozygous dwarf. From this particular experiment, he got what? He got two different kinds of laws. He actually proposed two different kinds of laws, and the law is termed as law of dominance, and the second one is law of segregation. So then what these two laws suggests or states? The law of dominance states that whenever two different contrasting characters are there or present in a single individual, so there will be only one character is going to be a dominant and other will be recessive. That means the dominant means it expresses its character. So which we have seen in the F1 generation. So what is F1 generation suggesting that? So F1 generation got us the two different, which has two different characters, two alleles, giving two different characters in a single individual, but the tallness got dominant. It got dominant, which is going to be, it has been expressed, right? So that means that small t became the recessive partner here. So it cannot express its character while they are present together. And the next law states that these are the two very important laws stated by the Mendel. So next law states that whenever a pair of factors, like these two, whenever there is a pair of factors present in a, or a character is present in an individual, okay, in an individual or in a hybrid, they are going to segregate or they are going to separate themselves while formation of gametes. So if there are two different characters or two different factors are present in a single individual, that is a hybrid, it has been stated as hybrid, that particular character is going to separate themselves while formation of gametes. So that is taken in the F2 generation. We can see, so in the whenever the F1 generation has been crossed together, so here you can see that the two different character which was having two different factors has been segregated into individual, and they are going to form the pairs with their particular partners. So this is about the inheritance of 1G, or which is also known as monohybrid cross, which is very important for the 12th students, second PUC students, and also very important for the biological students who are learning different fields of biology. And remember one thing, so this particular phenotypic and genotypic ratios, whenever you're going to write in examinations, so this must be there in your paper or in your answer sheet, because it is so important. It carries a very good weightage and you'll get a good marks from it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, learned this video, and I hope I have conveyed the very point until the depth of this particular topic. So if you have any doubts, please comment below and I will answer as soon as possible and swiftly. So if you are new to this channel, you have to do one thing, just go click the subscribe button, and it's very easy and free. So let's hit the road of success together. Jai Hind.